I'd just like to emphasize a few points that came up during the argument. First, and perhaps most importantly, TikTok Incorporated is a United States company. It's incorporated in the state of California. It's got thousands of employees based here in the United States. The government does not dispute that it is a bona fide U.S. subsidiary operating in the United States in accordance with all of the applicable principles of American corporate law. Second, ByteDance Limited is a private company. It is a private holding company that is based in the Cayman Islands. It is not owned by China. No arm of the Chinese government has an ownership stake directly or indirectly in TikTok Incorporated or ByteDance. ByteDance, rather, is 58% owned by global institutional investors, including very large American institutional investors like Susquehanna and General Atlantic. It is 21% owned by its employees, many of whom are American employees here in the United States, and it is 21% owned by one of its founders, who is a Chinese national living in Singapore. Third, TikTok Incorporated exercises independent judgment with respect to the algorithm in the United States. The source code for the algorithm is brought into the United States and stored on servers located in Virginia. There, it's converted into executable code, it's modified, it's customized, it's trained, it's moderated pursuant to moderation policies, and it's implemented in the United States. So when TikTok Incorporated implements the recommendation in the United States, that is very much TikTok Incorporated's speech. That is the speech of a U.S. entity speaking in the United States. Fourth, the intellectual property for the algorithm is not owned by the Chinese government. It is owned by ByteDance Limited, which is a global entity, a company that is incorporated in the Cayman Islands and operates through subsidiaries throughout the world. And then my final substantive point is that the United States government concedes that it has no evidence that China has ever attempted to date to control the U.S. TikTok platform. It concedes that China has not attempted to censor content on the platform in the United States. It concedes that China has not attempted to misappropriate user data in the United States. And if China ever asked TikTok or asked TikTok through ByteDance to do any such thing, it would refuse. I think what we heard today in oral arguments, when all of the lawyers were up, were the important First Amendment principles at stake here. We're talking about a social media platform that is regularly used by 170 million Americans. That is half the country. This country has never taken the step of shutting down a speech platform, much less such an important speech platform, because, as the government effectively concedes in its briefs, it's afraid that the content that could come out on that platform might be, dangerous. We don't normally think of speech as dangerous. The Supreme Court has repeatedly said speech is not dangerous. And you don't shut down a speech platform because you're worried about speech being dangerous. That is the whole point of the First Amendment, that we engage ideas with ideas and we let the truth come out. That's the fundamental problem with this act. It doesn't reflect the trust that the First Amendment places in the American people. We are confident that the Supreme Court will place that trust in the American people, and we look forward to a favorable decision out of the court.